Some nights you lie in the dark, and a thought hits you without warning. One day, I won't be here anymore. It's not just thinking. It's knowing. Your chest tightens. Something drops inside you. You start counting. The things you have. The things you spent your whole life building, protecting. The house. The career. The bank account. The identity you've worked so hard to create. And then you know, with a certainty that cuts through everything, none of it can come with you. This isn't a video about philosophy. This is about the reality that each of us, whether we want to or not, will face. And the question isn't, will death come? We already know the answer. The real question is, how have I been living? The Buddha didn't teach about death to scare us. He taught about it so we could wake up to what truly matters, to a way of living that leaves no regrets. So let's take this journey together. Because when we stop pretending we have forever, we finally start living as if this moment, this breath, this conversation, this simple morning is what it actually is. Unrepeatable, precious, and already slipping away. When was the last time you felt truly light? Not just happy for a moment, but genuinely light. Like you could breathe all the way down to your toes, like nothing was pressing on your chest? For most of us, that feeling is rare. And it's not because life is inherently heavy. It's because of what we've been carrying. Have you noticed something strange? The things we gather to be free are often what tie us down the most. We work for years to buy a house, our dream, our security, and suddenly, we're worried about the mortgage, the repairs, the insurance. We lie awake thinking, what if I lose my job? What if the market crashes? The job you fought for becomes constant pressure. The image you've built, successful person, strong person, becomes a heavy mask you wear every day. The more you cling, the more afraid you are of losing. And here's what most of us don't realize. It's not the house or the job that exhausts you. It's the fear behind them. Every possession demands something from you. Not just money, but your energy, your attention, your worry. That mental space, that's your living time. Once it's spent worrying about things, you can never get it back to spend on life itself. We think we own things. But really, things own us. They occupy our minds more than we occupy them. And because we're so busy protecting what we have, we tell ourselves, when I retire, I will finally travel. When the kids grow up, I will spend time on what I really love. When I make enough money, I will slow down. Always later. We postpone happiness, postpone love, postpone meaning, because we think there's time. But death doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't check if you've finished your to-do list. It comes when it comes, and everything you saved for later will simply never happen. The German philosopher Heidegger said we live in a kind of forgetfulness of death. We know we'll die, but live as if we were immortal. And this forgetting makes us waste what's most precious, the present moment. In the Anguttara Nikaya, the Buddha told his disciples to reflect daily. I am subject to death. I have not gone beyond death. Not once a year, not when someone dies, every single day. Because only when you really feel that, do you see how fragile this breath is, how temporary this moment truly is. And when you see that, you stop living for later. You stop postponing what matters. Every time you worry about possessions, about status, you're losing a part of your presence. You sit at dinner with your family, but your mind is at work. You watch a sunset, but you don't really see it. You're alive, but not truly living. I'm not saying throw your possessions away. The Buddha advocated the middle way. But don't let what you have occupy your mind more than you occupy it. Because when death comes, none of these things will matter. The house won't come with you. The title won't come with you. So what does? That's the question we need to understand. And it leads us to something the Buddha taught that changes everything about how we see our lives. When people hear karma, they often think of cosmic punishment. That's not what the Buddha taught. In the Upajjhatthana Sutta, he said something profound. I am the owner of my actions, heir to my actions, born of my actions, related through my actions, and have my actions as my refuge. Whatever I do, for good or for evil, to that I will fall heir. I am the owner of my actions, not my possessions, not my achievements, my actions. Karma is the one thing that truly follows us. Our actions, words, intentions shaping who we become. It's the mark of every action, word, and thought in the stream of consciousness. Cause and effect, playing out in the most intimate space, your own mind. Every time you speak harshly, even if no one hears, something happens inside you. A trace is left, a small hardening. And if you do it again and again, it's not just a habit, it's who you're becoming. Every time you nurture resentment, even silently, it's shaping you. Your inner world becomes toxic. Every time you live selfishly, even with good reasons, your heart grows smaller. Your capacity for love, for connection, for genuine happiness, it shrinks. But the opposite is also true. Every time you give without expecting anything back, you're transforming yourself. Every time you're patient when everything in you wants to lash out, you're becoming someone with more strength, more wisdom, more freedom. Every time you choose compassion over judgment, you're sculpting your own consciousness, creating the inner world you'll live in until your last breath. This isn't about rewards from some external force. This is about who you're becoming, second by second, choice by choice. And here's a truth that's hard to face. You can leave a house, quit a job, even leave relationships. But there's one place you can never leave, your own mind. If inside there's constant anger, jealousy, greed, you're living in a toxic house, no matter how beautiful your actual house is. The Buddha taught in the Dhammapada, mind precedes all mental states. Mind is their chief. They are all mind-wrought. If you speak or act with a spoiled mind, suffering follows you like the cart behind the ox. Like the cart behind the ox. Wherever you go, it follows. This is why working with your mind is the most important work you can do. Because this is where you live. This inner space is your constant companion, the only place you can never leave. And when death comes, the body falls away, possessions drop, but the mind you've cultivated, that's what continues in the stream of karma. You're already living inside that mind right now, and that will be where you remain until your last breath. When you die, people will divide your assets. Lawyers will be involved. But there's another legacy, one that can't be divided or written in a will. The influence you left in people's hearts. A kind word you said 5 years ago. You probably don't remember it. But the person you said it to remembers. Maybe it came when they felt invisible, alone. Your words reminded them they matter. That memory might still be giving them strength. A moment when you were truly present, just fully there with someone, no agenda, just presence, might have saved them from despair. These things can't be measured, can't be priced, but they're more lasting than any possession. The philosopher Emmanuel Levinas wrote that ethical consciousness is a sense of infinite responsibility for the other. Your presence or absence affects others in ways you'll never fully know. That's the legacy that actually matters. Not the resume, not the bank balance, the mark you leave on hearts. That's the only thing worth spending a lifetime building. So now we understand what truly follows us. But how do we live with this understanding? How do we navigate a world that constantly tells us to accumulate, to achieve, to hold tight? That's where the real art of living begins. If we understand that possessions don't come with us, but our actions do, how do we actually live? How do we let go without checking out? How do we care deeply without clinging desperately? Here's what most people misunderstand. Letting go doesn't mean not loving. It means loving without fear of loss. Think about how most of us love. We love someone, and immediately fear creeps in. What if they leave? So we try to hold tighter. We become possessive, controlling, anxious. And in trying to keep them close, we push them away. True love is different. It loves fully, deeply, without reservation. But it understands. This person is not mine. They're their own being. I can cherish them while they're here, but I cannot possess them. Does that make the love less? No. It makes it more. Because when you're not frantically trying to hold on, you can actually be present. The same is true for everything. You can work hard, but no success doesn't define your worth. You can care for family, but understand they don't belong to you. You can have goals, but hold them lightly. This is upekkha, equanimity. Not indifference, but deep balance. Not overly joyful when gaining, not despairing when losing. Knowing both are temporary. This doesn't make you cold. It makes you stable, free. You can show up for life fully because you're not constantly being thrown around by circumstances. When you start to understand impermanence as a felt reality, something shifts. The person you're talking with, this might be the last time you see them. Today's dinner, there might not be another. This sunlight, this rain, this laughter, all impermanent, unrepeatable. For most people, this truth is terrifying. But when you really understand impermanence, you wake up. You stop going through the motions. You actually be there, fully present in the meal, in the conversation. Not rushing to what's next, not dwelling on what's past. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not act as if you have 10,000 years to live. Death hangs over you. While you're alive, while you can, become good." This isn't just a line from an old book. It's a reminder. This meal, this face in front of you, this laugh, you won't have them forever. So be here for them, fully. These moments you're rushing through, these are your life. And if you're not here for them, you're not here for your own life. The Dhammapada teaches, contentment is the greatest wealth. Seneca echoed this. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. The truly wealthy person isn't the one who has a lot, but the one who needs little, the one whose heart is free from endless craving. Every desire you have is a rope that binds. The more you need, the less free you are. But when you need less, life feels lighter. You're not busy proving you're rich. You're free enough to actually live. This is the freedom the Buddha spoke of. Not the freedom to buy whatever you want. Heart that's genuinely content, genuinely at peace, genuinely free. And this freedom isn't something you achieve once and keep forever. It's something you practice, return to, discover again and again. Which brings us to the most important question. How do we actually practice this? The beautiful thing about the Buddha's teaching is he brings it back to something so simple, anyone can do it right now, this moment. And more specifically, breath. The past is dead. The future hasn't happened. Only this moment is real. But we spend most of our time anywhere but here, regretting the past, worrying about the future. And meanwhile, life is happening right here, and we're absent. We're sitting with someone we love, but our mind is at work. We're eating, but not tasting. We're alive, but not living. The Buddha taught in the Satipatthana Sutta, when walking, know I am walking. When standing, know I am standing. In short, wherever the body is, let the mind be there. Try it right now. Can you feel your body? The air on your skin? The sounds around you? Your breath. Were you aware of it before I mentioned it? Most of the time, we're not aware. We're lost in thought. And when you're lost in thought, you're not here. You're missing your life as it actually happens. But in that moment when you become truly aware, suddenly there's no anxiety, no regret. Just this. Just life. Simple and complete. This taste of deep peace. When the mind stops its endless grasping, this is like a glimpse of Nibbana. Not some far-off heaven, but the freedom available right here, right now. In the Anapanasati Sutta, the Buddha gives the simplest instruction. Breathing in, he knows he is breathing in. Breathing out, he knows he is breathing out. That's it. Just knowing this breath, not controlling it, not making it better, just feeling it, in and out. This isn't a relaxation technique. It's mindfulness practice, being present with what's actually happening. The breath is always with you, always offering a doorway back to the present moment. And when you breathe with awareness, you realize this is all you have, and this is all you need. In this breath, nothing is missing. Now I need to tell you something hard. This path isn't easy. You're going to forget everything I've said. You'll have good intentions, then life happens, and you'll be right back where you started. Lost in thought. Anxious. Clinging. You'll forget to be present. You'll get swept into craving, anxiety, anger. There will be days when you feel like you're making no progress at all. That's normal. That's the path. The Buddha himself took 6 years. Great masters practiced for lifetimes. This isn't a quick fix. This is a way of living, every day, every hour, every breath. It's like learning an instrument. At first it's hard, awkward, but you practice, and slowly it gets easier. Not because you're talented, but because you kept practicing. The first step is often the hardest. Each step after becomes a little lighter. Those who keep walking, even when it's hard, even when they stumble, they arrive somewhere different. They become freer, wiser, more at peace. Those who stop halfway stay stuck. You don't need perfection. The Buddha asked for sincere effort, for patience with yourself, for the willingness to keep beginning again. Just keep coming back to the breath. Keep coming back to this moment. Because every time you do, something shifts. A tiny bit of freedom emerges. And gradually, you change. Not into someone perfect, into someone more free, more present, more alive. When death comes, and it will come for all of us, you won't regret the things we spend so much time worrying about now. You won't regret not buying a bigger house or making more money. You'll regret the moments you weren't present. The evenings you spent worrying instead of being with family. The times you were physically there but mentally absent. You'll regret the words of love you didn't say. The appreciation you felt but never expressed. The forgiveness you withheld because of pride. You'll regret the seconds you lost worrying about things that didn't matter. The Buddha didn't teach us to abandon life. He taught us to truly live, without waste, without regret, without fear. To be present, to be kind, to let go of what we can't keep anyway. Because when you strip everything away, what remains is incredibly simple. The only thing you truly have is this moment. This breath. This heartbeat. This chance to be alive. And that's not a loss. That's everything. That's all you need. So wherever you are right now, you don't have to figure it all out today. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to take one breath. Notice it. Feel it. Be here for it. And then take another. That's the practice. That's the path. That's the way home.